Hey guys, it's Morgan Ingram here with SDR Chronicle number 18. And what I'm going to talk about today is how to remain focused in your SDR role. Now, as I've talked about multiple times, the role can get tough. You got to have a steady mindset. You have to have certain things that are motivating you during this role, or you will collapse because it's just there's so much going on and it's a difficult role and it takes a lot of mindset to get through it. So I'm going to talk about three things on how to remain focused and get to where you want to go at the end of the day with your role. So number one thing, you need to set goals. I talked about it in the visualization using a whiteboard back here. I would encourage literally everyone to write down goals either on a piece of paper or on a whiteboard to understand, hey, how do I remain focused? Like, how do I do this? Because if you don't have a goal where you want to go, it's not going to work. And it doesn't need to be like a year-long goal or a 6-month goal. It could be just a weekly goal. It could just be a daily goal of like, hey, I want to hit this many calls. And so you're actually remaining focused on the objectives and you're not just like, I'm showing up to show up. I think a lot of people in everything just want to show up to show up. In sports, you can't just show up to show up if you want to be great. You can't show up at a test because you're going to fail. Same thing in this role. You're not going to succeed if you don't have goals and you're not focused on hitting those goals, because this role has a lot to do with focus. So that's number one. Number two is do a lot of A/B testing. So maybe you do a different intro approach on a call. You do a different type of email. You do a different type of follow-up. There's different things you can do, but I believe that to remain focused in this role, you have to be trying different things. Because if you're doing the same thing over and over again, that's insanity. And if you're not getting good results, you're not going to be focused and you're going to get frustrated and you no longer want to even do the role. You're just going to be like, I'm done. So how to remain focused, I think, is try different things so that you're always being challenged and you're always doing something new that accelerates you towards where you want to be at the end of the day with this role. And with that being said, the point number three is know your end objective. I've talked about this before. Do you want to be in management? Do you want to go to AE? Do you want to go to another function? Figure out what your end goal is with this role so that you can remain focused on the things you need to do. Because if you don't know where you're going, as I said, you're lost. You're just going to be running around with like a chicken with his head cut off, and that's going to make absolutely no sense. So find out what's your end objective. What are you trying to do here that's going to keep you focused? If you look at every athlete, every superstar, they had a focus. Like, I want to be Michael Jordan, I want to be the best basketball player of all time. Kobe was the same way. If you look at different actors, like Will Smith's like, I'm going to outwork everyone. I'm going to be the best actors of all time. That keeps them focused because they have a huge, huge end objective. So I would encourage everyone to find out what your end objective is. Why are you doing this? And what is motivating you to do this day in and day out? So those are 3 points I would say. It's how to remain focused in a sales development representative role, even in sales and in a startup. And I hope that you guys enjoyed the content. Keep dialing. I'll see you guys soon.